Do I still know how to play the Racer X instrumentals? Yeah. They're definitely very, very rusty. I'm trying to think. Yeah, I mean, I haven't played them since I played them then. I mean, occasionally, people will ask at clinics, and I'll do the intro to Scarface. Let me see if I can do that. I need the tone on that, Travis. Thank you. Wiping the rusty flakes off that one.
How many guitars do you usually travel with, and are they more like backup, or do you have two different?
Well, I travel with probably, when we do the touring stuff, maybe 7 or 8 or 9, and I don't need that many. I just like to have different colors. They're pretty close. I mean, I'll take the red one out and the blue one and the white one, and occasionally, there's some that it's nice to have for different tunings. There's a couple songs where I tune the whole guitar down to D, like this is right now, but I could probably do it with 3, and then I end up going out with 7 or 8. It's more fashion than anything else. I just dig going out. Ooh, it's the red one now.
How'd you guys all get together?
With Mr. Big? Well, I used to go see Billy's old band Talus all the time, because I grew up in Pennsylvania and he used to play there. And then we both knew Mike Varney, so we sort of got to know each other through that. And then all the David Lee Roth guys used to come see Racer X, which was really terrifying, because we'd be playing some little club, the Troubadour, we looked, the roadies would come up before we went on and go, man, Steve Vai, Billy Sheehan are there, Dave's here, Matt Bissonette, what's his? Greg Bissonette. Man, I'm scum. Can't remember his name. They'd all be there at the bar, watching, and we'd be in complete terror, trying not to screw up. So we were both sort of mutual fans of each other's bands. And one day Billy called me up and he said, yeah, you want to come over? And I just wanted to jam on some copy tunes. I'm like, wow. So I told the whole band, man, Billy Sheehan called me up. I told the Racer X guys, Billy Sheehan called me up and wanted to play some copy tunes. Isn't that great? And they're all going, I don't think he wants to play copy tunes. I think he wants you in his band. And as it turned out, he did. And then we got Eric Martin and Pat Torpy, which was really awesome. I had a bunch of Eric's old solo records, which were kind of lighter in style, but had amazing vocals on them. And I always thought, man, if that guy ever wanted to sing rock, it'd be the best thing in the world. And so we got him and Pat. We knew he was the dude, like the minute when he was tuning his snare. He was like, rah! You're in. He's amazing. And, how long did it take to get right here from start to finish? Well, I started playing when I was 9, but I tried to play when I was 6, and it was the Mel Bay guitar method, which was reading notes, and I don't think my brain's set up for reading notes, so I gave up and decided to take drum lessons. And it was the Haskell hard drum method, which was also reading notes. So it was doomed from the start. And at that point, I gave both up and just bought a stereo so I could listen to music. And I used to play a lot of air guitar. And then I was about 9. I just started playing by ear. Because I think I was probably 4th grade, and my music teacher wrote out the steps of the major scale on the board one day. And I thought, wow, I wonder if those are the same as those lines on the guitar. And I sort of went, and I went home and I remembered, it was like 2, 2, 1, 2, I can't play it anymore. There's a major scale. And it blew my mind. I thought, that's how you do it. Why didn't they tell me that? And so I immediately started just playing by ear. And I my technique was just awful. I played for a couple years, using all the wrong fingers in all the wrong places. And I remember actually, I heard there was a song by Heart called Barracuda, which has this riff, and a real cool riff that goes. And at the time, for some reason, I had thought that my first Mel Bay guitar teacher told me to do only upstrokes. And I'm sure there was just like, there's one small situation where he said, do an upstroke there. And I took it as only do upstrokes forever for the rest of your life. And so I hear Barracuda on the radio and I'm trying to go. I thought that guy or girl, whoever played it, is the fastest guitar player in the whole world. I can't believe how they can do the whole song. It blew my mind. So I started taking guitar lessons, and the guy took one look at me and he said, I can't believe how you're playing. You can do downstrokes. This is a downstroke, and check it out. I went, oh, this is so much easier, And I can do them both at the same time, alternating. And for some reason, I was also only using one finger on my left hand. I don't know why. Probably I was just a dumb kid, is what it probably came down to. And so he showed me that I could use the rest of my fingers, and it really started taking off after I learned those things. Obvious to most people, but common sense has never been a strong part of my makeup. And so really since then, I guess it's been almost 20 years that I've been playing since I learned that major scale off the board in 4th grade. And it's been pretty slow but steady. I mean, a lot of things. The first break I got was when I sent a tape to Mike Varney. I was like 15 years old, and he called me back like 3 days later, which I thought was really inspired me. He's like, "Yeah, I got your tape. It sounds really good. How old are you?" And 15. Wow, that's pretty good. And he said, "But check this guy out." And then he played me a tape of Sean Lane over the phone. I was like, "Oh, geez." And Sean has been able to play like he does since he was 2 or something. He always has been unbelievable. And I think he was 19 when I first heard him, and it completely, I thought, well, I may be the happening musician in my band, but there's plenty more out there. So that was real inspiring. And then I moved to California and went to GIT, met a lot of people, made the first couple Racer X records, joined Mr. Big, toured with everybody, and here I am now. Racer X, basically I left the band to join Mr. Big, and I think they tried to keep it together for a while, but ended up sort of rethinking what they wanted to do. And I know John and Bruce are still playing together. They were in a band called The Scream for a while, and then Motley Crue sort of borrowed their singer and never gave him back. And they got a new singer who's actually really cool. I saw him live, I think last year, and they were awesome. And I think they're called DC-10 now. I talked to John a couple weeks ago, and I think the record's done, and they're just looking for some way to release it. But I hope they do something good, because they're great. And there's one.
What are the chords you use on Mr. Gone and live? How hard is it to pull off the back of the harmonies at the end?
How hard is it to what live?
The harmony vocals.
Oh, just in general?
Yeah, on that song.
Oh, that song? I don't even remember. They're high, I know that. But the chords for Going Too Far, they're kind of weird because I do this one. And I think there's some Rush song that does that too, but it's like... I can't remember. Oh, Mr. Gone, I'm sorry. I was thinking of You've Gone Too Far. All the Gone songs. Now, Mr. Gone is... the E is always open. And it definitely takes several huge lungfuls of air to pull up the harmonies at the end of that. In Japan, we were doing that song a lot, and it was like, I found I had to breathe like a swimmer. It was like, just sing it out. I was doing the nose thing, athletic singing. And I have some more T-shirts to give away, so let me get that done. I'll do a Name That Tune thing. Whoever can name this tune gets a T-shirt. Let's see. This is from the heavy metal days. Anybody know it? No, close. Anybody know the band? No? Except, do you know the name of the song? Man, we have a winner. Awesome. Except Head Over Heels. From the Balls to the Wall record, an amazing heavy metal record. Okay, let's see, what's another obscure one? How about, what's that? I Want You Back, Jackson 5. Very cool. Okay, how about,
I didn't recognize that.
no. Oh, too many people know that. I gotta get more obscure again. Let's see. What's another obscure one? How about... You got it. Okay, here it comes. He goes up with the bass. Dope. Sorry about that. Okay, how about this one? In ancient times, hundreds of years before the dawn of history, there lived an ancient race of people, the Druids. You guys all know that one. If you're a musician, you've lived that one every day. Let's see, what's another good one? How about, what's that? New Girl, now what's the band? You got it, but so we have one title, we have to divide, you both get one. That's my favorite tune to test amps with. Here it comes over the thing. Amazing. Good catch. All right, well I'll take 3 more questions and I'm gonna play my final heavy metal kick-ass tune. The stage setup has been getting simpler and simpler. Basically, I usually have like some way of having extra distortion. The Laney has like an extra knob that you can sort of kick in, so I can get that extra thing. Either that or just a little fuzz pedal or something. And I usually get a power amp so I can power some other speakers. And sometimes I'll use like lately, I mean, in the studio last time I used an H3000 for, I'd have like one cabinet that was dry and the other would have a little harmonizer on it just for chorus. Although, for a couple songs I used the phase shifter setting, which is real cool, kind of retro. Like, there's an old Zeppelin tune that goes, something like that as its phase shifter on it, it's real cool. And sometimes I'll just use like a real short 20 millisecond delay. So it doesn't have that process sound, but it still gets big. But pretty simple, and I like to have a little bit of delay. It just makes it sound a little bit more like you're playing some huge hall, even when you're not. And there's one. There's another. Where's another one of these? Somewhere. There's one.
Do you use any rack effects?
Do I use any rack effects? The H3000 I'll use a lot. Occasionally, I mean, actually most of the stuff in the rack is like power amps, the wireless system. And since we play a lot in other countries, I've got this big, incredibly heavy thing, some kind of Juice Goose, or I forget who makes it, but it's so if you're playing in Tasmania and the power is funky, your amps don't blow up. It sort of evens out the power, and that helps a lot. Believe it or not, the things that blow up are usually not the amps, but the pedals. If you have like a little Boss pedal or something, it'll. What happens is when the whole band's playing, it draws a lot of power. and then when you stop playing, there's a power surge, and it makes all the transformers and the little pedals go bing, bing, bing. You know, you look down and everything's dead. So it's real helpful to have that for the whole rig, just to make sure that nothing blows. Either that or sometimes batteries are the way to go. That's 2. And the last question of the evening before I play my last heavy metal song.
I had a question about the lady. Do you use this when you're out touring and in stock, or is it hot rodded?
It's stock, and I've used these, and there's also the single channel one, which they didn't come out with this yet, so I just used the single channel one, and this one I used in the studio. But it's basically the same thing, it just has more sounds to it. And on that note, I got to tune down to C, because I'm going to play some Paula Abdul. I can't hear that low. This is one of my favorite Paula Abdul songs. It's called Straight Up. Lost in a dream, I'm looking for which way to go. If you are all that you seem, then baby I'm moving way too slow. I've been a fool before, don't wanna get my love caught in the slamming door. How about some information, please? Straight up now, tell me, do you really wanna love me forever? Or am I caught in the hitman run? Straight up now, tell me, is it gonna be you, be together? Or are you just telling me? Time, standing still. I'm looking for some small clue. I keep getting chills when I think that your love is true. I've been a fool before, I don't want to get my love caught in the sun. thank Ibanez Guitars and Guitar Center. You guys rule. Thanks a lot, man.
All right. Can the man wail or what? I'd like to thank everybody for coming out tonight. Glad you could make it. And he's going to be doing a little autograph signing session.